Some of the most iconic superhero origin stories involve characters being granted powers by some way or another, but this isn't the case for all of our favorite vigilantes. Now, many heroes were born with their powers, some manifesting later in their lives, others being aware of their special talents right from the get-go. So today we are counting down the top 10 superheroes who were born with their powers. There's a whole lot of characters in comic books that fit into this category, so be sure to stick around till the very end of the video to let us know who you think should have made the list, or who you think should be included in a part 2. Now, with that in mind, let's get to it, friends. Starting us off in at number 10, we have Thor. Thor is an Asgardian god. And being an Asgardian god means he was born with a whole lot of superpowered abilities, specifically superhuman strength, speed, durability, and longevity. Now, he comes from a very powerful family. His father is Odin, the All-Father, whose innate abilities extend much further than Thor's, but imply that the god of thunder may exceed his initial capabilities, which he has on multiple occasions in the comics and in the live-action adaptations, like Thor Ragnarok. And even in that one, his dad's like, "You'll exceed my power," and he's like, "Oh, sad, dad's dead." Spoilers, sorry. Moving on to number 9, Charles Xavier. Mutants are the most obvious choice for this list, so rather than listing a slew of them who were born with latent powers that manifest at some point in their lives, we're just going to include this one particular mutant on our list, Charles Xavier, the man responsible for starting the X-Men. Mutants are a subspecies of humans born with superhuman abilities. In Xavier's case, that is an exceptional telepathic ability, giving him the power to read and control the minds of others. Founding the X-Men, he wanted to provide both shelter and training to mutants, causing him to set up a private school in the X-Mansion. His whole shtick has been to promote peace between mutants and humans, striving for a peaceful coexistence based in equality between the two races. While his actions in the more recent X-Men comics may contest that, one thing that can't be denied is his innate abilities. He was also born with his genius-level intellect, which has also proven to be one of his most defining character traits. And at number 8, Falcon. Sam Wilson, aka Falcon, has always had a natural affinity with birds. When he was a child, he trained pigeons, looking after them in the largest pigeon coop in all of Harlem. Charles Xavier would later confirm that Sam had a telepathic link with his bird Redwing in Captain America issue 174. Now Red Skull would later amplify these powers using the Cosmic Cube to create what he called a supernormal mental link between Wilson and Redwing, which Sam would state hurt like hell. Now that Red Skull bit has served as a wee bit of a retcon, so it is somewhat contested as to how much influence or connection Sam actually has innately with birds, prior to his power being tinkered with by the Nazi villain. So give us a shout in those comments below and let us know what you think. Is he innately gifted with birds, or is it all the Red Skull's doing? Moving on to number 7, Martian Manhunter. Martian Manhunter, aka J'onn J'onzz, debuted in DC's Detective Comics issue 225 in 1955. One of the DC Universe's most powerful superheroes, J'onn owes his powers to his heritage and race. He is a green Martian after all, from Mars. And what does that mean? Well, he can do a lot of really cool things. This includes having superhuman strength, speed, endurance, the ability to shapeshift, turn invisible, be intangible, make use of a powerful photographic memory, he has regenerative healing factor, he can fly, he has heat vision, he's telepathic, and he's telekinetic. In addition to all of that, he, and all other Martians, are born with 9 senses versus humans who are born with 5. J'onn also has a genius-level intellect to boot, so not too shabby. Moving on to number 6, Hercules. Even those unfamiliar with Marvel's Hercules know that he is a fictional character born with great gifts. The son of Zeus, Hercules in Marvel's panels is based off of the Hercules of Greek mythology. He's spent some time on the Avengers roster, and in 2008 he was given his own solo self-titled comic, The Incredible Hercules. As an Olympian, he was born with superhuman agility, durability, endurance, and strength. He is one of the strongest Olympians, capable of smashing rocks to powder and sealing an entire cliff around an opponent with his bare hands. Damn. Plus he can leap over 100 feet into the air, run speeds of 100 miles per hour, and has proven to have some immunity to magic attacks. In other words, don't f with Hercules. Moving on to number 5, Echo. Echo first appeared in Marvel's panels in 1999's Daredevil issue 9. She is a Native American character who is deaf, and she totally kicks ass. Her ability is a really fascinating one. She possesses something called photographic reflexes. Now this means she can perfectly copy other people's movements, not dissimilar to Taskmaster. And she's done some really cool things with said ability. By merely watching others, she has learned to become a concert-level pianist, a highly skilled acrobat, a talented ballerina, and a skilled martial artist. She also learned how to pilot the Quinjet this way too. And this works just as well when it comes to combat. By watching tapes of Daredevil and Bullseye, she learned to mimic their abilities, Daredevil's acrobatics and Bullseye's uncanny aiming skills, to be exact. Moving on to number 4, Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman aka Diana Prince is another example of a character born with an impressive physiology. As an Amazon, she possesses superhuman strength, speed, nigh invulnerability, flight, a healing factor, and much more. Some of her natural gifts have been altered over the years based on her iteration. For example, in the Golden Age, her strength was comparable to Superman's and was capable of bench pressing 15,000 pounds prior to having her powers increased thanks to her bracelets. She also, at one point, used her invisible jet to fly around, because she couldn't fly, but that got changed. Even when her super strength was nullified, she had enough strength to break down a prison door in order to save Steve Trevor in Sensation Comics issue 6 from 1942. But post-Crisis on Infinite Earths, Diana's powers are thanks to a blessing from Olympian deities. Now, regardless of iteration, many of her abilities were refined and honed due to extensive training or blessings from the gods, but her innate talents are undeniable. And also undeniably strong. Moving on to number 3, Aquaman. DC's King of the Seas first appeared in Morphon Comics issue 73 in 1941. While his origin story has fluctuated over the years, and the source of his powers to boot too, his Silver Age origin retcon is the one that lands him on this list. Aquaman aka Arthur Curry is the son of a lighthouse keeper, the name of Tom Curry, who gets romantically involved with a woman named Atlanta, an outcast from the underwater city of Atlantis. As a youth, Arthur discovers that he's got more abilities than a regular kid his age. He can survive underwater, communicate with sea life, and more. The story would be further refined with Arthur being born Orin, the son of Queen Atlanta, abandoned as a child and raised by a lighthouse keeper who would name him Arthur Curry instead. Regardless, Aquaman's powers have generally always been a product of his advanced, not fully human physiology. Speaking of Atlantis, that brings us to our next number. In at number 2, Namor. Namor is a Golden Age hero who first appeared in Motion Picture Funny's Weekly issue 1 in 1939, a comic published by Marvel's predecessor Timely Comics. He is the mutant son of a sea captain and a princess from the underwater kingdom of Atlantis, qualifying as a member of the Homo Mermanus race. Because of his mutant genes combined with his Atlantean physiology, the character is capable of some pretty impressive stuff. His skill set includes superhuman strength, speed, agility, senses, and reflexes, aquatic adaptation, mild invulnerability, flight, telepathic control over sea creatures, longevity, hydrokinesis, the ability to copy the powers of oceanic life forms, bodily water generation, and of course, marine life empathy. And last but not least, in our number 1 spot we have Franklin Richards. Franklin tops our list because he's a character in the comics whose birth, growth, and power manifestation we've actually witnessed as it's happened, versus learning about it via an origin story. Franklin Richards is the son of Reed Richards aka Mr. Fantastic and Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman, and he was born with awesome power. He can manipulate matter and energy on a molecular level, meaning he can warp reality, project energy, and teleport. He has a slew of psionic abilities the likes of telekinesis, telepathy, astral projection, and precognition. He once created a pocket universe that was an exact replica of the 616 universe, a feat he did subconsciously, might I add. And lastly, the kid is immortal. Perhaps the most impressive of all those is his reality warping scale. He can alter reality on a cosmic scale. As you can imagine, he's still honing his skills, so who knows what this kid might be able to pull off in the future. Alright, there we have it, friends. It's time for you all to give us a shout in those comments below and share with us who your top picks for heroes who are born with their powers would be. And be thorough and detailed. We love hearing your thoughts and feels. Now, if you guys like this video, do us a favor, spread that love, hit that thumbs up button, share it with a friend, and be sure to subscribe to Top 10 Nerd if you haven't already. We'd love it if you stuck around with us some more. In the meantime, thanks for watching, friends. I'll catch you all in the next video.